So, Daniel, thank you very much for speaking for Bloomberg Adria, and I would like to start with this. So, if we speak about CPU is a kind of brain of a computer, and GPU is a muscle. It's like a modern marvel that really changed the world. And this field is dominated by several companies. Do you see this as a problem?
I wouldn't say that. I would see the dominance itself in a specific area as a problem. Like, obviously, NVIDIA is one and only currently producing the AI. The chips, not anymore even. Like, AI is perceived like NVIDIA is perceived as a company dominating the market of AI chips, but there are other companies as well, like AMD is still there. They're right behind. They lacked some software stack at some point. Therefore, they were behind NVIDIA, but they will be there. So, and there's no problem in having this couple corporations producing the hardware stack for AI. But then as soon as it started to be dominated on all layers, like not monopolized, on all layers, like hardware layer is monopolized by one or two corporations, and then software layer is also monopolized by the like 5-7 corporations. It's not monopoly in a sense, it's a oligopoly in a sense, but it drives negative forces to the market. Like we can all have benefits from the technologies which are created by these corporations, but then their natural flow and by their nature, what they are built around and for profit, which is, there's nothing bad in the profit, but the only reason they exist, which drives us to results which not necessarily the ones which we can get from this innovation. And this innovation will disrupt everything. Like AI will disrupt every single field of human beings' life. Because in a sense, it increases human productivity another 4 times in every area, from the intelligence to the physical labor. And if in this situation, this productivity increase is predominantly controlled and owned by a few corporations, that's when we'll have the problems.
Why?
The easiest and scariest answer is because it will replace human beings.
And how far away are we from super intelligence and actually this point?
I would say that in a sense, what people usually perceive AGI and superintelligence is not necessarily the one most meaningful point. This point is when the AI will actually start developing itself faster than human beings can develop it. And this is another story. But even before this story, the intelligence as we see it right now will become better in many areas of professions than any other human being in the world. Even before the super intelligence, even before the AGI, we will see computer doing jobs of human beings better, one by one. Driving cars better, making cameraman work better, making my work better, making your work better, like making people's work better and cheaper, and therefore replacing us in the economy. And as soon as this replacement happens on the level of some corporation or company or government actually control this and then replace all of us to then produce all the goods and services to then sell it back to us, this loop is now broken because we even don't have the money and the resources to pay for this, and therefore the logic which is right now discussed is that they, whoever they are, the corporations or the government, will be providing some sort of universal basic incomes, some sort of like subsidy for the rest of the world to have this, to pay back to the corporations, and that's how we'll have the market force still working. Instead, the alternative which we can have is an alternative in which every single one of us are empowered. Our ability, our workforce, our labor is quadrupled in its capacity and ability. Like, and if every single one of us empowered, enhanced with AI technologies, whether it's physical like robotics or intelligence like chats and agents, if every single one of us owns and control its own means of production, its own means of AI, then we are having a new market in which we're just basically interacting with each other and find a meaningful number of partners or actors, market actors, to deal with, to build whatever we need for ourselves. Like maybe like shifting towards a group of 1,000 or like 100,000 people, which can actually completely sustainably provide all of the needed work and services and goods which we need for like really good life, instead of like having it provided to us by someone else owning all of it.
And between those two scenarios, where is Gonka? And what's like your business model, your approach?
Gonka is, in a sense, one of possible alternatives to this corporate dominance. Because what we build is we build a decentralized version of them. And decentralized in a sense that no one owns it. And everyone can participate, and by participating, people build the infrastructure and sort of have share in the future market of this infrastructure. But then, because of its decentralized nature, even those who build it and who participate in building this, they cannot block you or anyone else from just using this. It's like open market in all senses, open for anyone to participate in terms of building this infrastructure and being part of the ownership. I mean, it's hard to say, like no one owns it and someone owns it. This is a complicated part of no one solely owns it. Let's put it this way. And everyone together can own it by just participating in this. But even just using this becomes easier and freer for everyone in the world. This is an alternative which we are trying to build. In this alternative, we hope that the technology will deliver tools for every single human being to be able to use this tool to achieve the highest potential of a human being at the lowest possible price and in the most accessible way we can imagine.
And what this approach means to, for example, startups, other companies, or like smaller countries like Serbia, for example, is?
There are two parts to this. First part, and the one not necessarily most obvious one, is the price of it, is the cost of the service. Gonka is providing the AI API, AI compute, much cheaper than anyone else on the market. And not because it's some magic behind decentralization. No, decentralization doesn't give you any cost saving. It's just the hardware cost, and you cannot get it cheaper. It's just like the hardware cost, the physical infrastructure cost. But because of the nature of decentralization and the way we build it around the blockchain approach framework, like a Bitcoin framework, the network subsidizes original early participants with coins, with the sort of like collective ownership of this network. And those coins will supposedly, their cost will grow with the number, not supposedly, but by its nature of the blockchain, the cost of every coin will go in price up because of the more participants joining the network, the smaller amount of coins are divided between each and every of them, and therefore the cost of mining, producing every coin in this ecosystem grows with the number of participants. And because of this nature, it sort of subsidizes the early participants with the coins, which the cost of these coins is going up with the number of participants, and therefore they can cover all of the cost of this infrastructure And because the cost of the infrastructure is sort of covered by the growth of the network, at this stage, and for some foreseeable time as the network keeps growing, the network provides its services at a cost lower than the hardware cost itself. Therefore, for the startups and for the governments, it is cheaper, easier, access, free, and uninterruptible, and censored, and verifiable AI services, which also don't get your data to use it to have an upper hand against you.
Okay, and speaking about users, I would like to introduce also Generation Z, which is very sustainably conscious, very tech savvy. They are digital natives, and they are first and truly like global generation. They're entering, the workforce. They're entering the market as consumers as well, and they do have some expectations, especially when it comes to sustainability. On the other hand, we have spoke about. You also mentioned computational power, electricity, and so on. That's needed for this AI-driven world. So I'm wondering, what does it mean for AI companies, and what does it mean for Gonka when it comes to, those expectations that new generations do have from the future?
All right. So it's a circular from the new generation back to the new generation. I'd say that with the new generation for them, they are not only digital and social media savvy, but they are also, in a sense, blockchain savvy. They understand, in a sense, that Bitcoin, like cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies, is maybe their only way to get their participation in the future growth of the market. Just because everything else is already dominated by the previous generations, by our generation and the generations before. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of gatekeeping in this situation. I'd say, like, how easy is it for you to invest in OpenAI today? Can you invest in OpenAI?
It's like a private company.
It's like a private company,
yeah.
Exactly. And like, to get access to this, you need to be friend of a friend. Like, you need to have this connection. So for younger generation to participate in what's going on right now, to participate in the future of AI today is almost impossible. The only way for them to participate is to participate in something which is open and transparent by its nature and decentralized by its nature, not barred and not gatekept by someone else, to not allow them to get in and to only allow the closed circles of people into this ecosystem. So for them, it's going to be much more understandable that they can participate in this and they cannot participate in the private AI companies. What's interesting about this is a complete and full transparency of what's going on in there, and complete open source and public ownership. Like, it's a public domain, this entire thing which we're building, which is also more reflect more of values of the younger generation. They already grew up with this understanding of the free internet and benefits of having technologies freely available to everyone, from social media and internet itself to blockchain technologies and cryptocurrencies and payments, global payments. So, and what's interesting with the blockchain technologies is that anyone can participate with as small amount of money as like $10. Like, you can go and start mining Bitcoin right now with a small amount of money as $10 by paying it to one of the mining pools like Go Mining or others. Therefore, when we build similar approach, when we use similar approach to build AI infrastructure, not Bitcoin infrastructure,